So, WillNE, or William Jonathan Lenny for short. The man, the myth, the square-headed legend.
What does that mean?
WillNE is a certified OG in the world of YouTube, spanning many years of consistent video creation, always pushing high-quality comedy-filled commentaries, skits and challenge-style videos, which is all the trend nowadays. We all love Will, so let's take a deep dive into his journey on YouTube. This is WillNE, the Loveable Geordie. Before I carry on, this was suggested by a commenter going by the name of Just No. So thanks, No, for the idea. If you enjoy listening to my words, smash like and subscribe, and let's get on with the video. Over Will's journey, he's been involved in many channels, but let's go back to what Will says is the first channel he ever made. Let's go back to the wonderful year of 2008. The birds are chirping, Akon is playing on the radio, and in the background, Will, Dom, Joel and Matty are reenacting their favourite fights from WWE. Yes, there are only currently 3 videos published to the Will Scar 96 channel. The channel was created on the 4th of February 2008. This channel was the starting line for Will to begin his 14-year journey, and it all started with a group of kids play fighting on a trampoline. Moving on from that channel, Will created his second channel, which is just simply called WillNE. This was around 2011-2012. The content on this channel was essentially, at the start of this channel's life, Will would abuse the file share feature in Black Ops 1 to rip other people's gameplay clips and plaster copywritten music over the top, which he did admit wasn't the greatest of ideas, as the channel was littered with copyright strikes, obviously. He then went on to make a 240p Call of Duty montage. If you haven't seen my Memeless video, I told you it was a trend at the time. What happened to the WillNE channel? He even strayed into the world of Call of Duty news reporting after following the route of Ali A.
Hello and welcome to a super stoked small YouTubers channel.
But I can't seem to find the full videos on YouTube anymore, but looking at the timeline, it is possible Will's second channel, WillNE Reacts, was formerly known as WillNE before it was called S2W, but that's not confirmed. Moving into the main channel's content, at the start, Will's main channel was named very creatively Betty Schwallocks. He started uploading FIFA videos like gameplays and sometimes tutorials. Take a look.
Hello guys, Will here. Although you guys will know me as Betty Schwallocks anyway. Today, I thought I'd bring you the first episode of what I've got, of an idea I've got for. Hello guys, it's Will. But as always, you guys will know me as Betty Schwallocks. Anyway, we'll come back with a video today, because I know I've been away for a while, but I have had exams, so I suppose you might have to excuse it. It's a chip, and you've got to put the least amount of power, as you can see, you know, like half a bar or something. And as you can see there, it does not matter which way the...
Not the greatest, but not the worst. He's still yet to find that jam. Will then decided not to upload any videos for a few years. His long-awaited return was cemented with his release, COD 4 Prop Hunt with Darcy, which was his lovely dog who sadly passed away in 2020. Rest in peace, Darcy. The video looks to be privatised, unfortunately, but there is a small clip still to be found on the internet. The first public IRL video on the WillNE channel is What British Really Means. Things only British people do, where he reacts to a quiz about being British and how ridiculous the questions are. The background music is kind of high, but you can see early Will in all of his glory. He's mostly out of focus self.
And then you scroll to the second question, right?
What is your favourite quintessentially British pastime? Quintessentially? Who uses that word? Like, what? This is not a relevant thing.
Will's comeback was a stark comparison from what he was just 3 years prior. The style, the editing and the overall maturity of the channel grew for the better, simply for having a long break and becoming older. It's hard to tell, but a lot of the older videos do appear to be taken down or privatised, unfortunately, but Will does let us in a little bit on how they used to be in his video from 2016, my cringiest old videos. So there is a little back and forth on the topic in the early days until he found his niche, but I think that leads us into the next segment, the reaction era. This era begins in early 2015, where WillNE decides to go full force into his niche. He would find a viral video or channel and basically put his comedic commentary over the top. I mean, this era never truly stopped, as this is still the majority of Will's content now, and it's still as great as ever. The reaction genre served Will well, consistently gaining views and subscribers week on week. Each upload, the topic would change, from My Strange Addiction, which currently sits on over 1 million views, to reacting on the infamous Sam Pepper. Will eventually thinks up another change in direction. Kind of. He comes up with the idea to create a series of sorts, and he names it The Genius This Week on the Internet, or shortened to Twatty. This becomes one of the greatest moves for the WillNE channel. In fact, it was such a good idea, Memulus, longtime friend of Will, stole the idea and created Last Month This Happened. But don't worry, George asked Will's permission first.
Quickly round up some of the things that happened in the last month. So it's essentially like Will's This Week on the Internet, except monthly. So exactly like This Week on the Internet. And for everyone out there saying, Memulus, how dare you copy WillNE? Scum. I got permission from him, okay?
The Twatty idea was incredible. Essentially, this was a gateway for Will to address and react anything that becomes relevant every single week, thus causing his popularity to increase tenfold. In between Twatty videos, he would upload his more traditional style reaction videos on whatever took his fancy. The series was such a huge success, it launched WillNE to the big one, 1 million subscribers, which he hit in December 2017. That works out to be 23 months from the first Twatty video. Around the same time as Memulus, BG Media is discovered, which if you remember, or if you've seen my Memulus video, you will know why this is important. They were essentially an amateur grime channel, which were able to find the strangest of artists in the north. And with Will being, well, northern, he couldn't resist. Take a look through a couple of clips.
Who's back? Right, so since I uploaded that video on Blackpool Grime Media and promised a part 2 about it all, it's literally all anyone's ever asked for. Oh, yeah lads, here you go, here's a video on ASMR. Yeah, but where's Blackpool Grime Media?
Corey, yes, you think you're bad. Spitting for 30 seconds, are you mad?
Hang on, hold the bus, right? He's just said, spitting for 30 secs. Are you mad? Guess how long this video is? 1 minute 18. There's not that much of a difference there, pal.
Then when you said that you kissed a boy, just a gimp who plays with toys, yeah.
Hang on, stop it there again. You're just a gimp who plays with toys. Well, yes. Considering that you're both about 10, I'd assume that's, probably about right. Well, yeah lads, I haven't touched my action men in 2 weeks. Oh, he must be solid him.
Yeah, you get the point. To Will, this footage was golden. The comedy pretty much wrote itself, and the rest is history for this chapter. Let's take a look at the second channel for a minute. So the second channel has gone through a couple of name changes, so let's get that out of the way first. Currently, it's called WillNE Reacts, which makes sense similar to most channels at the moment. This is where Will posts his lesser in effort reaction style videos, which isn't uncommon. It has been formerly known as S2W or Sub to Will, which was named in an attempt to beat Morg's mum in a subscriber race. Prior to that, as mentioned before, it could have been the WillNE channel, but I'm just guessing at this point. If you know for a fact, then let me know in the comments below. The second channel for Will is more of a carry on away from his main channel. In the early days, he still has the same style, almost indistinguishable from his main channel content without the Twatty series, which isn't a bad thing. He gave the fans more of what they liked, and what's not to like. I think that starting to upload to the second channel more regularly was a good thing overall for both the subs and Will, as it allowed him to explore different content he may not cover on his main channel. He put up a few vlogs, done more videos on quizzes and covered videos he wouldn't have gotten to on his main channel, as the audience come to expect certain topics at the time, such as the coverage of BG Media, Twatty and the like. WillNE Reacts remains true from the beginning. It is what it says on the tin, a reaction channel. So let's move on to the next chapter, WillNE and the Eboys, or simply his group of friends that he commonly collabs with. Will has a multitude of friends he regularly collaborates with, and some not so regular, and some pretty big names are on that list. First we'll start with the obvious ones. We have Memulus, our little masked crusader. I am Alex, and James Marriott, all of which were part of a fairly short-lived Eboys group. The only true competition to the Sidemen, right? Will actually lived fairly close to Memulus and Alex, so the relationship is second to none. Other YouTubers that Will is involved with are the world famous KSI, frequently appearing to mess with Memulus and chime in for a few videos. Stephen tries. He's collabed with every single member of the Sidemen, even including the charity football match with the Sidemen versus the YouTube All-Stars. There are plenty more examples of Will's far reach of networking. This has been one of the greatest growers for Will and has really helped people from other audiences find him. All of the other guys mentioned share subscribers in one way or another. They all treat YouTube like a co-op game, not a competitive one, and there's a lot to be said about that. Unfortunately, the E-Boys disbanded in 2021, but the channel is still live, which I would recommend you go back and take a look at the content. It's truly great stuff. The next segment is going to be about the Sub to Will pursuit against Morg's mum. In 2018, Morg's mum overtook Will's channel at around the 2 million subscriber mark. First off, if you don't know who Morgs is, I wouldn't blame you. At the time, he was a more child-friendly YouTuber, shall we say, if that's one way to put it.
Is Kira in your bed?
No!
Kira?
With his over-the-top child-orientated content, it meant he was obviously the butt of many jokes, made by all of the E-boys, which pretty much just made him an easy target. So Morg's mum eventually made a channel, which quickly gained traction, a lot of traction, all from second-hand fame. This obviously jarred Will and the other boys considering the nature of her channel. Her channel quickly overtook Will, and it remained that way for quite a long time, like 2 years long. In an attempt to get more subscribers, went out and tried to spend £1,000 on YouTube advertisements, which in the end ended up costing him £100 for about 800 subscribers, so it wasn't the greatest of pushes, but it did make for a good video and a good meme. Belle Delphine got involved in the beef after some coercion by Will to the tune of $2,500 by shooting Jill Hudson, Morg's mum, in the face with an air pistol, which was definitely an interesting way to show the support.
Rise up, people. We need to stop Morg's mum.
Ultimately, despite all of the support, it would take Will another year leading us into 2020 before he would catch up to Jill, and finally on the 10th of April 2020, Will won the sub battle and still remains on top. In the next segment, I'm going to go through some of the little odd projects Will has done. Over his time on YouTube, Will has obviously pulled some experiments. Will and George Try Kids comes to mind immediately. This channel is where Will secretly set up a YouTube channel that is a parody of kids' YouTube content. Have a little look.
So, do you want to see the channel that's about to make us millions? Do you like it?
George and Will Try Kids.
Well, I was going to have it as Try Kids content, but there wasn't enough letters left. So, I reckon I'm going to do this intro, and as I do this intro, you throw them off the table and shout yeet. What?
What about that?
Well, not yet. Right, hello, and welcome to Will and George Try Kids.
Yeet!
What are we making today, George?
Yeet! Fuck! It's heavy.
One each.
Can you drink it?
We can't use green. Oh.
Ow. Don't
Flipping.
punch me.
I'm still waiting to hear if he made millions from it. Next up we had ASMR Chebs, which again was a parody channel of, you guessed it, ASMR channels. The premise was to kind of clickbait people in by letting them think it was actual ASMR and insert loud noises throughout the video to troll basically. These are usually 20-minute videos, so this is real dedication to the art of shithousery. Unfortunately, there were only a total of 3 videos.
This is a gamer's announcement. Women rights have entered the building.
Will was also in a YouTube group called XO with True Geordie, Stephen Tries, Lawrence McKenna, Max Smith and Cam Kirkham. This was another fairly short-lived group lasting only a year, but 66 videos were released in total and are genuinely worth a watch. So let's head into the last segment where we look at who WillNE is now and wrap up the video. Will's schedule on the main channel has always been fairly irregular, which is basically a meme at this point. Sometimes not uploading for a couple of months at a time. He even dipped into the world of shorts for some reason. Usually you'll see Will collabing with other large YouTubers and uploading to his second channel with some good reaction videos. Even to this day, he hasn't had to change much about his formula as he's perfected his style. I personally believe all of the E-boys shine when they are with one another, and Will is no different. As said before in the Memulous video, they all just have such a great friendship and it's addictive to watch. I don't think it's a coincidence that on all of the boys' respective channels, you'll see each of their faces plastered all over them, and that's fine by me. Overall, Will is a veteran YouTuber that has a comfortable audience and a great sense of humour. He has the greatest squad around him and is truly one of the greats England has to offer. Cheers, Will. And if you like listening to my words, smash like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.